everyone. So today we are going to learn our new chapter of EVS, which is your water drives our lives. You can see in the slide which is written your water drives our life. Basically in this chapter we are going to read the importance of water, how much the water is important for all the living organisms. Okay, so here children, so it is also start with your Saina's talk. Here Saina, she shared her story. She said that like last 2 days Saina's where she is staying, their locality or colony, the water is getting stopped, the water is not coming to the area, to her area. So she and her family and other members, people those who are staying in Saina's colony, they have to go to some of the nearby places to collecting the water, and they have to store the water for some days, and they are using those water for their daily life. Okay, so here Saina, she used to go with her grandfather, and she, at by the way, she asked to her grandfather how does the grandfather, they were at that time when they were children, how they are collecting the water. So she asked, and all these things, basically she is eager to know the importance of water, why, how does the water is important for all the living organisms. And we can say that how does the why from ancient time, where does the people are collecting the water, in how it is very with modern times, and basically that like what are the ancient sources of water, where does the people stored water in ancient times, and its uses, different uses, water is used for what purposes, what other special purposes, and what are the sources, means of irrigation, means what are the sources that from where the water we can provide it, like as to the people, and its property finally, that we are going to read in this chapter. So that's all are the sub content of this chapter. Okay, so now here this chapter begins with, like I can tell you this chapter begins with let me tell you. So here it's a so we know children, the water is very much important, as it is provided by the nature, so it is a gift of nature, so we can say it is a natural resource of water, and which is very much essential for all the living organisms. And we are using the water, as you know children, we are using the water for drinking, bathing, washing, and in all the activities that we are, maximum activities that we are conducting, that we are doing every day, we are requiring water for to fulfill that activity. So for that reason water is used in almost cooking, okay, in almost all the activities that we are doing day to day life. So water is present children in everywhere, like it start with your fruits, vegetables, leaves, animals, air, and even in our inside the body. Air, you know children, we had already discussed that in air, in the form of water vapor, the water is present. Okay, then moving to the next slide, what is given here. So you know children, where does the earth gets the water? So main source of water, or the main where the earth is getting water, that is called your rain children. Okay, so raindrops, by the rain the water droplets come to the earth, so it is the main source of water. And by that, when the rainfall occur, you all have observed that when the raindrops fall into the earth's surface or under above the soil, then soil, what is the work of soil? The soil absorb the water and preserved water inside the ground, so that is called your, those water is absorbed by the soil and kept inside the ground, that is called your underground water. Okay, And some of these underground water, then what is the use of this underground water? We can say that plants, many forest. So these trees, children, all of we need water, animals need water for their surviving, and same things the plants also need water. So without water plants cannot make its own food. So all of so here you can see that the blue droplets which is shown on the screen, which is going through the roots and the stem and the small tiny branches of the plants. So that is the water droplets, which is the roots is taking the water from the soil and it is providing to the plants, and therefore the plants can able to make its own food. Okay, so like we can say that some of the water we can also, underground water we can also taken out from the source, like whales. This is the picture of whales. Then some of the water, underground water, can be extracted, can be get out drawn out from the tube well. Then some of the underground water can be drawn out from the hand pump. And some of the like we can say that then after some, children, the rainwater which is absorbed in the ground, that is called your underground water. But whereas some of the rainwater that is not absorbed by the ground, that is remain on the surface of the earth, so that is called your surface waters. This surface water is called as a open water bodies, we can say, and that is present in the form of like rivers. Okay, then we can say in the form of lakes. So this is the river and this is your lakes. Then next in the form of ponds it is present. Then next in the form of streams, this is called your water streams. Then next in the form of seas. Okay, then at last in the form of oceans. So these all are the surface water. So these also getting the water from the rain and it is present on the surface of the earth. So that's why it is called your surface water. So children, next content which is given in your chapter, that is your local sources of water. Where does the people locally in the village or as well as in the town, how do they get water at their home? So they get the water from the river, already, but by the connection of pipelines. Okay, so by the getting the connection of pipelines, the people, they are getting the water from the river. First it is purified, then after it is goes through the pipeline, and it is the pipeline one which is connected from our home to the river, and after purification of the water is being sent through the pipeline and it reaches to our home, so that we can get the water supply. Like same we can see that pipelines, how it is connected. And one of the interesting fact, children, some of the areas where still the water connection is not there, no pipelines connection is there, the people, they have to walk away several distances so that they can, and with they can carry the pots. You can see that two ladies are going and they are carrying the pots so that they can collect the water from the very long distances, which water sources is available nearby areas, so that by that way they can collecting the water for their day-to-day use. Okay, so local like another thing we can say, that's in the form of, in some of the villages, like people, they are getting the water from the sources like your wells. How you can see that the wells, the ladies were standing and they can collecting the water from how they are getting drawn the water from the wells, by the use of bucket and rope. You can see that the ladies were collecting the water from there. And the rivers, from the rivers also people are getting water, collecting water in the villages, and in the ponds also, as well as in the ponds also people are collecting water. So you can see that how the people are working and set upping their pipelines. Okay, so this is the pipelines, the people, they are working over it, so that it is we will get the connection to our home, so that we can get the water from the river easily in this, through these pipelines. Okay, so next one is given, you can see that ancient source of water. Okay, so how does the people earlier time they are collecting the water? the like earlier time the people collecting water, so they are making the different structure so that they can collect the water. They can easily collect the rainwater and store that rainwater for their day-to-day activities. So like some of in that we can say that the first source of water, one is called your whales and like your tube whales. Okay, then in the form of these I have already showed that how the people they are going to covering the long distances to fetch water, to get water. Okay, so now this is your ancient source of water. What just now, just little bit back I just said here, how does the people in the earlier times they are making the structures, different structure of buildings, and to get to collect the store, to collect the rainwater and store the rainwater for the future reference. Okay, so you here you can say that on the left hand side the Bauli's picture is present and the right hand side the Piao's picture is present. The people they used to collect the water in the form of Bauli's and Piao's. So here we can say that what do you mean by Bauli's, then you can see the clear picture of Bauli's. This is called your Bauli's, children, where the people in the ancient times they are making this kind of structure building where the no roof is there, all four side walls are there, and that is the step wells. Okay, it is a well structure, open well, no roof is there, so that rain will occur, the water will be stored inside that. Okay, and the steps were made so that the people can go easily and collect the water, and in the all four wall side structure the taps are also present so that people can also collect the water easily. Okay, and these baulis are basically commonly found in Gujarat and Rajasthan. Then another fact on which is given in your book, children, that is famous bauli, that is called your, which was made by King Agrasen. Okay, King Agrasen, and that is consisting of 103 steps, and it was served as a reservoir and summer refuge. Okay, basically the people they use the water more in summer, so it is satisfied the people this need basically more in summer. Okay, so now you can see that it is piaos. Piaos is what, children? So piaos was made by the charitable organizations, or we can say or by the kings, that is that was made by the beside of the roadside or highways. Why? For whom that was made? That was made to provide the water to the roadside travelers, those who are walking on the road, so they can get the water from the piaos free of cost without taking any cost from them. And but modern time also these piaos can be seen, children, by in the form of earthen pots. Earthen pots replace that wells. Okay, nowadays also people are keeping these earthen pots basically during most these things are seen in the summer season. Okay, and they are keeping the water in the beside the road so that they can provide the water free of cost to the travelers or to the people those who are going on the that particular roadside. Okay, so next one is given, children, the one of the important work of water. So water is, you know, children, we are using the water as irrigation. So irrigation, what does that mean? So supplying water to the fields, agricultural fields. Okay, that is called your irrigation. Or we can say that by using artificial means, by watering the plants or watering the agricultural fields is called your irrigation. Okay, like why does the fields need water? So for its better growth. So all times the agricultural, the farmers, they can't depend on the rainfall. Okay, so that's why they need the irrigation, means that they have to supply the water to their agricultural field so that their crops can grow in a nice way, so better production can be done. So that's why the farmers, they are supplying water. So basically the some of the crops are given which can be grown on the basis of what amount of water facility. So here first let's start with your rice and jute. You can see two pictures are given in my screen, in my slide, the rice crops and the jute. That's all, both the two crops need lots of water for its growth. So plenty rainfall areas these crops can be cultivated. So next one will be the millets. Millets can be grown in the drier regions, okay, where very minimum rainfall occur. Millets can grown on these regions. And wheat, sugarcane grown can be the moderate amount of rainfall areas, where the rainfall is in a medium amount. Their regions, the people, they can cultivate wheat and sugarcane. Tea and coffee basically grown in the hilly regions where the plenty of rainfall occur, as well as the water could not accumulate in one place. So in those regions, the tea and coffee can be grown easily. Okay, so now children, you know that water is really essential for the cultivation, and that has to be made available through irrigation. So as I already said, you watering fields by the artificial means is called your irrigation. Okay, so these are the sources by which we can do successfully irrigation to the fields, like by the help of well, by the help of canal, by the help of tube well, by the help of tank. This all picture you can see in my screen. So now, so some wells are children very deep, okay, so it is very difficult to take out drawn the water with the help of bucket and rope. So in that case, the people, they used to use the electric pump or generator, diesel pump, to get the water, to drawn out the water from that deep wells. Okay, so now you can see in the screen how the pump can be, like by the use of electric pump, how the water is drawn out from the deep wells. Then the canals has to be made, small channels that are dug, so that the water can from the rivers can be easily coming out, and the farmers, they can get the water from the canals. And some like mountain areas or low lying areas, basically in the low lying areas, the rainwater can be stored by placing the tanks. Okay, so like many devices that is used by the farmers to irrigate the fields from these sources, like we will know, let us know that some of the sources, means of irrigation, what is used by the farmers to irrigate their field. Like one of the source is called your water wheel. You can see that how the water wheel is placed, like bucket, the wheel is placed with the in all the side of the wheel, you can see that buckets are be placed. Okay, so how does it operated? We can see that children, whenever the water strikes the buckets, the wheel start rotating, wheel start moving. Okay, so you can see in the picture what is given here, what is here happening here. So here, whenever the water strike the bucket, will start rotating, and whenever the water is filled in the bucket, so at the reach topmost point of the bucket, water, it is filled out, it is coming out from one of the source of way, and that water is coming to the another source, another end, the water is coming to the field or coming to the area. So like this, the water will, in this way the water will operate. Okay, so as the wheel rotates, the water in the buckets fall in the reverse side, other side, like this the water wheel can operate. So another like in this, like this way, the farmers, they can irrigate the field by the wheel, by the water wheel. And another one can be also done to grind the wheat into flour. The water wheel also can be used. You can see the picture here, it is given here. Water wheels are used to draw out the water from the wells and to grind wheat into flour. Okay, so next one is your windmill. So windmill uses the wind energy to draw water from a well. So next one is your electric pump, electric water pump. You can see how it is placed in the surface of the water, so that it can draw out the underground water on the surface, to the surface, so that farmer can use that water. Then next, some of the water system, another one is your sprinkler system. So this is the best system, best means of water, means like channel where the people, they can easily take out the water. This is the best device of watering the fields. Okay, we can say, by that we can say children, it is why it is the best system, because it is sprinkled evenly in the field. So by this like equally to the field, so that all the areas of the field can get the water, and this system also saves a lots of water. So that's why it is the best system, best device to irrigate the field. So at last, content which is given in the chapter which is included, that is water and its properties. Okay, you know children, you can see the water in my slide. So can you identify the color? When you drink the water, can you identify the taste? Can you anyone tell me the size of the water? No. So for why children? Because the water is very pure and it is colorless, tasteless and odorless, and it is exist in the three forms, and that is called your solid form, liquid form and gas form. You can see in the form of ice, that is the solid form of the water, in the form of liquid water, okay, that is called your liquid form of water, and in the form of steam, gas, that is the gas form of water. Okay, so these are the properties, and another also important properties are, you know children, according to its size, some of the objects if you will throw on the water, according to its weight, if the weight of the object is more, then definitely the weight of the object is more compared to its size in the water, then definitely the object will sink, goes down. Suppose the example is given your iron nail, and if the weight of the object is very light, compared to its size, that is called your thermocal, that will float on the water. So this is also two interesting properties of water. Okay, so things are denser than water can sink, and things are not denser than the water, that will be float. So iron nail here sinks and thermocool here float on the water. So another two important properties that we can say, that some of the object if we will put on the water, inside the water, that will be totally mixed in the water, with the water. Okay, and some of the objects if we will put inside the water, that cannot mix with the water. So which substance totally mix with water, that is called your soluble substance. Like example, like here it is given salt, sugar, when you will put inside the water, after some time it will dissolve easily in the water, so that's why it is called your soluble substance. And some of the object which cannot dissolve in the water, so that is called your insoluble substance. Like for example, it is given sand, oil. Okay, so next one, at last, the unit of measurement. So how does we measure the liquid items, like your whenever it start from your, like water, milk, petrol, okay, any juice, oil, so that's all things, all the liquid commodity or objects that is measured by the measurement, like we can, the volume is called your liters. Okay, all liquid items that is measured by the volume, that is called your liter, volume in liters. So liter is the standard unit of measurement for all the liquids commodity. So all the liquids such as these all things, that is measured in the form of liter. So liter, you can say children, you all know that. So like 1000 milliliter, it start with the milliliter, small quantity is called start with your milliliter, and when it is reaches to 1000 milliliter, that is equal to is 1 liter. Okay, similarly 2000 milliliter is equal to your 2 liter, or 500 milliliter, that is equal to is 0.5 liter. Okay, so that's all given in your chapter. I hope children you have understood this chapter well. So thank you. Have a good day children.